أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم.
It gives me great pleasure to have uh, to share this platform with Jameel and his mother Suraya. Thank you so much for joining us today. And the reason why I've asked them to come and share the stories because I personally have been inspired, greatly inspired by their story, and how Jameel's beautiful journey has come along, and how his mother Suraya has just helped propel this journey. And I just came across Jameel's journey recently, and I've been following it very closely and keenly ever since, and it's just been a big inspiration for me. And that's why I thought we'd have this conversation just so that we can find out a bit more about his journey, and also to be able to learn from it, and also pick up hints and tips on so that we can improve our journey with the Holy Quran. So without further ado, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Thank you so much, Jamila and Suraya. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this for us. So I think the first thing to put this whole conversation into context, Suraya, can you just help us talk a couple of minutes about Jameel and his journey so far and what he's gone through?
Okay, so Jameel was born in 2011. Everything normal, everything fine. But when he was 3 months old, he was diagnosed with a condition called osteopetrosis. But that was when we made concerns to the doctors that he's not giving us eye contact, he's not looking. That's when everything got pushed on. So a lot of tests and everything. And it's after the MRI they diagnosed him with the condition. And that's when they confirmed that his optic nerve was compressed and hence the blindness. And Jameel had to go through a stem cell transplant when he was 6 months old. So there was a whole process of looking for donors and everything, which unfortunately failed. His transplant failed by the age of 2. So the only thing the doctors gave us the option was another transplant, then he had a bone marrow transplant when he was 3, just before his 4th birthday. Alhamdulillah, he's doing well since then. A lot of medical challenges until he was 5, I would say. So our full concentration at that time was just getting through those challenges.
Why did you choose Quran? Because obviously Quran is a huge part of his life now. So what was in that decision process to introduce the Quran, and why?
I think I introduced Quran to my children, both my boys, before they were born. So that was part of me when I was expecting them. And we usually hear that babies can hear us.
Yeah.
So that as soon as I was pregnant with him, that was part of my life. But then and even when they were born, we tend to recite Quran, but I had the habit of not doing it quietly. I had the habit of doing it loud out so they could hear me even when they were babies. So I think they've always heard me do that, putting them to sleep, feeding them, whatever it was. I think it was a daily part, the short surahs that we would always do with them. And when he started going to school, we started building this routine every morning. I mean, especially with Jameel, I was so anxious sending him out to the unknown, him not being able to see, being with strangers. So we had the habit of doing Surah An-Nas, Falak, and Ayatul Kursi every morning before he went to school.
Very
Now, he didn't even have clear speech until he was 6. So if you heard him, then you probably wouldn't be able to say what he's saying. But me being with him on a daily basis, I knew what he was saying. So the speech wasn't there until he was 6. It wasn't clear at all. So yeah, he did Dua Imam Zamana when he was 6. And then when he was 7, he surprised me because I did Ayatul Kursi every morning with him. And once he did it by himself, and I was really surprised, and he was 7 by then. So I sent it to my family, obviously very excited. Jameel
Yeah.
has done Ayatul Kursi. So it all started from there. And then Lady Fizz Quran competition, I think, happened 2018, but I wasn't aware of it at that
Mm,
year. I only
mm,
found out when I saw it on social media
yeah,
and the Jamaat programs and all. And everybody in the family is like, oh, why didn't you, register Jameel? He could have
yeah,
participated. He's done Ayatul Kursi. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was happening, but
yeah.
inshallah, next year. So that's where it all began. It's from the Lady Fizz Quran competition here in Birmingham.
Very nice. So the story is very pertinent because you said you started this journey from before they were born, and it really does make a lot of sense. So even with our two kids, you're absolutely right. The journey has to start from when even before they're born and carry on consistently when they're young. So that I no doubt that had an effect on him, and the fact that given his circumstances, the fact that he then all of a sudden started reciting Ayatul Kursi on his own, given that he's been listening to it over and over and over again. So it goes to show that whether they feel you feel that they're listening to it subconsciously or consciously, it is registering, right? Nice. Thank you so much. So what we'll do at this point is Jamil has kindly recorded a recitation of his, so we'll show that recitation now. And then after that, we'll just go through a few things about Jamil's recitation and really highlight those, just so that everyone else can learn from his journey.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Thank you so much for that beautiful recitation, Jamil. It's always nice to hear your recitation, and I've heard quite a few of recitations. So keep it up and keep on sending us your videos. Always look forward to listening to your recitation. There are a few things that I've picked up on your recitation, though, Jamil, and I really want to see, sorry if that's okay, just to see how he's managed to develop and be able to recite them so well. So I'll start off with the makharij first. First, his ayns. Um, how is he reciting like an Arab with the ayns?
So I think when I introduced the letters to him from the very beginning, I
Yeah.
really stressed on those letters.
Okay.
I tried to differentiate the alif and the ain and the light ha and the heavy ha for him.
Mm.
I do the same with, I think if we started from the very beginning and not just, oh, it's okay, they're learning it. I was very particular about the makharij myself, so I made
Yeah.
sure. And I
Yeah.
think with him, it's a lot of listening. And he picks it up really well with the listening, the makharij. So it's probably a gift as well. So I really can't say how he does it, but it's a
So
lot of
listening is a key element of it, huh?
yeah.
Alhamdulillah. And what about so I'm guessing the ha and the gha, similar sort of journey in terms of you just picked it up while listening?
Yes. At times when he is reciting, he would probably get confused with the kaf, the qaf, and I have to tell him which one it is, and
Mm,
he's good at remembering it,
okay.
which one it is. So.
So then how, obviously, because he can, you like, for me to be able to recognize a kaf from a qaf, I have to see it, right? So how in his how is he processing it?
He's, like I said, it's mostly listening,
Okay.
because with him reading, I've only just started doing the Braille Quran with him now.
Okay.
So he's joining his letters and he's actually understanding now when I'm reciting. And when we're reciting it, I'll stop him and I'll say, this is the difference, the
Mm,
short vowels, the long vowels.
yes, yes.
But with him, it's not by looking and or reading it in Braille. But inshallah, once he finishes learning reading in Braille, it'll
Then he'll
all
be,
make sense to him. The rules that he's naturally following by listening,
yeah.
he will be, hopefully, inshallah, if we succeed in him doing the Braille. So.
No, no, Hassan, that's really, really beautiful. The fact that he picks everything up just from listening is very, it's an even bigger achievement, what he's managed to do. So there we have it. We have Jamil and Sureya's and his mom Sureya's story. Inshallah, we can all learn from this. There's a lot that we can learn and a lot of inspiration that we can take from this. So let's all of us try and improve our relationship with the Quran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.